Hi, I'm Chris, and I picked up this 8-inch joiner off Craigslist. Really good deal. Couldn't pass it up. Now, I need to install a 220 volt outlet in my shop so I can use it. Stick around, I'll show you how I did mine. Okay, so I locate my panel and I shut off the main breaker. I highly recommend doing this if you have no experience. Now, it is still possible to get electrocuted with the main breaker off. You do have some live wires up to that main breaker. So please, if you don't feel comfortable doing this, call an electrician and have them do your panel work. Here I'm removing the screws to pull the panel off. Okay, down below my panel, the builders left this access hole. So I'm using it to mark out where my studs are. And I'm laying out enough space to do all the work I need. Here I'm marking the center of the studs. And go ahead and use a utility knife and cut all the way down to the stud. You can't really get a saw in there, so utility knife is the easiest way to do it. Then use a keyhole saw to cut across. Then I install a single gang new work box. And then I feed the wires up through the main panel from below. I make sure to allow myself enough wire to do what I need to do, and then I strip the shielding off and then route the wires to where they need to go. Go ahead and mount the ground wire to the ground bar, and then I install the breaker, and then I run both leads to the breaker. Now with 220, it's essentially two-phase. You have two wires, each carrying 110 volts. So polarity, as far as I know, does not matter. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you know. And then I go ahead and run the wire down through the box and mount it to the stud with one of these clips. And then I cut the wire to length and strip back the shielding, and then strip each wire. And then I go ahead and attach the wires to the outlet. Now again, the polarity doesn't matter, so I mount the ground wire to the green, and then the black to one side, and then I mount the white to the opposite side. And I like to wrap my outlet with electrical tape for a little extra safety. And then I mount it inside the box. And then mark to cut out for my drywall, and cut the hole. And then I mount that piece back where I cut it from, and then add the plate cover. And then the outlet is pretty much done at this point. And then I go back to the panel cover to remove the two breakaway pieces where the breaker will fit. And then I go ahead and mount the cover back on the panel using the 6 screws that I took off. I'm using a drill at first and then finishing up hand tight. You don't want to go too tight on it. And then it's done. So I go ahead and turn the power on to test it out. No sparks. That's a good sign. Now at this point you can go ahead and turn your main power back on and have some light again. Alright, so that's all there is to it. Simple project you could do in an afternoon. Depending on how far your run is, my outlet happened to be directly under my panel, so you know, it didn't take very much time to set up. I didn't have to drill through any studs. I did make this 25-foot extension cord so that I can run it to my tools. So now all we have to do is test it out. All right, that's it for today. So please, stay tuned. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. All right, we'll see you next time.